Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Just wrapped up the final FLW Pro Tour event on Sandusky Bay in Upper Ohio on Lake Erie. Man, that place is huge and it is rough. If you've never been there and seen it, you just can't understand how big it is. But man, there's a lot of boat traffic, a lot of wind, and a lot of waves. But I practiced 3 days on Lake Erie, and I never found the big smallmouth on Lake Erie. I found some largemouth. I felt like I could catch 10 or 12 pounds, decent on Lake Erie. But you know, so on day one, I decided to stay in Lake Erie. It was pretty bad windy, and decided not to make that run to St. Clair. I had a better practice in St. Clair, but I decided not to go there on day one. Figured I'd kind of play it a little safe, and I actually had the bites to have a really big bag on day one. It didn't work out for me, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I think I had 6 or 7 fish on, all of them on a half-ounce spinnerbait, just a homemade spinnerbait, shad pattern. Um, you know, I actually had one big smallmouth on, like five to five plus on that, and I guess I hit my line on some zebra mussels or something, but he ended up breaking me off. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But I lost several good fish um, on day one, and only ended up weighing in 1 4 pounder. Uh, so that put me in a pretty big hole. But I ended up throwing that on a 7 foot medium heavy casting rod. That's the 8437, 15 pound high seas mono on Johnny Moore's signature series reel. But anyway, I dug myself a pretty big hole day one. So day two, I decided to go make that run up to Lake St. Clair. Went up to Lake St. Clair, got there. It took me 2 hours and 20 minutes. I had to stop and fuel up, put me $80 worth of gas in the boat, and then I started fishing. Started throwing this Zoom 3.8 Z Swimmer, blue chartreuse on a half-ounce queen tackle head, um, and caught a limit pretty quick. I mean, within probably an hour, I had probably a 10 to 11 pound limit, but didn't take long, and I was throwing that on the brand new Cash and Icon rod. That's the worm and jig rod. It's a 7 foot medium heavy. Really works good for those swim baits, and got enough tip on it where you can really sling it, and got enough backbone. Works great. But after about an hour or so of fishing, it really slicked off, and they wouldn't do nothing but track the swim bait after that. And once they started tracking the swim bait, I picked up this Duo Realis, this little spy bait. I think that's called the Shiner color. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of an olive back, kind of a little natural pattern. Uh, but that's the new 80 series I class, a little heavier duty components on it. But man, it was incredible when I picked that thing up, though. I started fishing that in some of the same places I was throwing a swim bait, and I would draw the whole school up on that bait. Sometimes I would have 5, 6, even 7 fish come up behind it, and they would trail it, and when they would trail it, I would just kill it. And it seems like my luck this week, the smallest fish would grab it every time, and it would be like 2 2.5 pounders. I did catch one, probably 3, maybe a little better, but there would always be 1 or 2 great big ones in the school, like a 5 plus. Never got one of those. Never even had one of them to bite. But they, once the small one would grab it, the big one would try to take it away from it and follow it all the way to the boat. But anyway, I was throwing that on the brand new Cash and Icon spinning rod. That is the Ned Rig rod, and it was soft enough that it really works great for that spy bait. And but I was throwing that on 15 pound high seas braid, and attaching a 8 pound high seas fluorocarbon leader to that. But I ended up going from 46 in the points to around mid 60s, dropping out of the cut for the championship. So as far as the FLW season goes, my season is over, and I really wanted to go to Sturgeon Bay and try out the MLF style format, but it's not going to happen this year. So hopefully I can do it again next year and make it happen next year. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Just like and subscribe, and we'll keep you updated on the future tournaments I've got at on the Toyota Series and the Bass Opens. See y'all soon. Missed him. Got him on the trailer hook. How about that one?